Justin, I just gotta apologize for the whole thinking thing. You're more than welcome to think whenever you want.
I mean, I don't do
I'm
it
sure
very
you're
often.
perfectly capable of thinking.
I'm not.
Yeah, we know. I wasn't worried about you. I've seen the chopper images. I know there's nothing going on up there besides Fluke Chopper.
It's all just
Yeah,
anger
dude.
and angst in his brain all the time.
Oh my god, there's like blind anger. Well, I'm sorry, like it's a face of like I have no idea what the fuck is happening, but I'm mad about it. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's relatable.
Mm-hmm.
Big relatable. Me, anytime my job becomes harder than it ever needs to be, because my job isn't hard, so that means someone else is making it hard, and I don't like that.
I'm just saying, Fluffy Chopper knows what's up. I now have a new reaction image that speaks to me spiritually.
We should you should make that smaller and put it on the Discord.
I would love to, but I don't think there's enough literal pixels to make an emoji out of it. It's already.
Well, I mean, if there's like only
sure you
5
could
pixels
compress
in
it.
there, that's like, that should be the easiest emote of our life, right?
Maybe we'll see. I hope
split
so.
it into 2 if it's too wide.
Oh fuck, that'd be
Wide
awesome.
chopper.
I want 4 total. 1 to
Oh my
2
God,
for
oh
each
God.
direction.
This man
With
needs
these
to be
4 emails
stopped.
combined, I create
With
Chopper.
these 4 images combined, I create Fluffy Annoyed Chopper.
Both of my brain cells.
It really is both my brain cells, though. Seriously, like that is the face that my brain cells are making 24/7.
Yeah, I definitely believe that.
They're
Hey,
like, can somebody fucking touch my hand?
welcome,
What? What's up?
guys, to
Hello.
another podcast episode. I've got 2 guests this time.
Wait, what the fuck are you talking about?
I haven't had 2 guests on in months.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, that's fair, but why are you calling us guests? We're still regulars. We're just not at the same time.
It's-
What the
It's
fuck
a
is
hostile
this?
takeover. He's the host and only host, and we're his guests.
I
now.
get that you're the host, but what the fuck? What's this Raz? Like, Jesus Christ!
I don't know. You're the one who's out here taking the word guest like it's a slur. Like,
I mean, I just don't like the way you said it. It sounded a little.
I don't
bit
think he
wrong.
appreciates the
2
emotion.
more co-hosts this week,
Thank you. That's all I'm asking for. Just a little recognition. Jesus Christ.
and I'm excited. I have
So am I.
I have vocalized my excitement for a 3-person cast. I have specifically organized it for the purposes of this movie, and I'm raring to go. Honestly,
so am I.
He's raring to go.
I'm raring to go.
All right. Well, who? I got to know who's intended to read the summary. Out of curiosity.
Honestly, I don't know. I didn't really write it.
Oh.
I write it for not me. That's as far as I get with how this goes. So I don't know if you guys want to like Rochambeau for it or
No.
Well, I've been here the last
Justin.
couple weeks reading them, so I feel like you should.
No,
Oh, no?
Justin. No. Let's. I want to play a game. Let's do some rock paper scissors, man.
he's gonna send the chopper image, isn't he?
No, I'm not gonna send no fucking chopper image. No, this is what's gonna happen. Christian, why don't you say rock paper scissors, and then on shoot we say what we go with.
Okay.
Okay.
Got
Yeah. Okay.
it. All right. On shoot.
Remember, Justin on shoot when
On shoot,
as he's
okay.
saying shoot.
Yeah.
As he says shoot, that's when you say your thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Ready.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Rock.
All right. There's a tie. Go again. Rock,
All right.
paper, scissors, shoot.
Scissor.
Hi.
Eat shit.
Brendan wins.
I
Was the
just like
winner?
a rock, like I
Yeah.
wanted
Is the
to.
winner the summary reader? We didn't establish that.
Well, I wanted to read, so
All right, perfect.
that's
Winner, chicken
that's
dinner.
yeah, exactly. Winner, chicken dinner. Hello, and welcome to Playin' Hooky, the only podcast out there willing to give you the perfect advice on how to shirk all of your responsibilities in favor of achieving that perfect day or night. And if you find another podcast like this, that's just me on my alt account. To start with, you're going to need to strongly dislike your job, not to the point that you'd rather run your car through the front door just to get a day off, more like laying in bed that extra 20 minutes after your alarm goes off, debating whether or not you really need the money that badly. Maybe that step was redundant. You're listening to this podcast, so I'm sure you already feel that way. Next step is to have an unemployed friend. These people almost always have the best ways of occupying their time, given they have so damn much of it and still seem to be doing financially better than you somehow. A good alternative is to hit your friend with ADHD. They've spent hours. Sorry. A good alternative is to hit up your friend with ADHD. They spend hours on end daydreaming about anything other than what they're doing at that moment. With this in mind, the next thing is to make sure you have a towel with you. It's the most important tool for travel, after all. With your towel in one hand and your friend in the other, you're all set for the final step, which is to be ready to double down on anything your friend says you're doing. No matter which friend you choose, they've always been waiting for this moment a long time and have likely cooked up something wicked for you to do. This reminds me of a movie I saw once. Here, let me tell you about it. Good Boys is a coming-of-age comedy film about 3 boys, Max, Thor, and Lucas, who get invited to a kissing party at the popular kid's house. Unfortunately, they don't know how to kiss, so they seek help from the most readily available source, the teenage female neighbor. No, not by asking her, but by spying on her with a drone. This does not end well for the drone, and now they must embark on a quest to acquire a new one before Max's dad comes home. Along the way, they encounter obstacles such as a whole frat's worth of dudes, a pair of really determined girls, the boys in blue, the most pedophile-looking guy you've ever seen, and worst of all, hormones. Strap in for a movie you think is perfect fun to bring the kids to until you realize it's made by the same people who made Superbad and Sausage Party. Godspeed to those poor suckers. I gotta be honest. I don't think that demographic existed. I'm pretty sure everyone that saw this movie knew what they were getting into, considering it literally had a big fat R in front of it.
Yeah, but I'm willing to bet that some other people probably saw a couple of kids as the main protagonist and just went, oh, that's probably a great family friendly time to bring my 12-year-old to.
Yeah, someone didn't stick around for the entire trailer to the end where they tell you rated R at the end. They just saw Good Boys.
I think it was red banded, so that would go at the beginning. But either way.
I like the idea that it gets red banded right at the start, and then the actual trailer is like, if you want to see a great coming of age story starring 3 children learning the hardships of life, come bring your children. Like, it's just advertising to kids at that point. Yeah. That's what the trailer is. That sounds like it could be a good time.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of good time, this movie is fantastic.
This movie's really good. Yeah, no, I had a great time.
Nice.
Bro, This movie was a good time. I saw it twice. I saw it the first time I saw it a couple weeks ago. And then earlier today with a friend, just because I wanted to spend time with them, but also I need to brush up on the film and plot.
Of course.
Bro, the art of comedies is dead. Like, you go in the movie theaters, everything is just a Marvel movie or crime, thriller, drama, action, whatever movie. Bro, comedies are dead. And I'm not here for it. We need comedies back in theaters, and we need good ones, because there's some really bad.
Doesn't this movie prove that it's not dead? That
this movie was in 2019. It's been 3 to 4 years, man.
I think he's saying that comedy has been dead since then, since this.
And it was also floundering before this movie. This movie was maybe an attempt at a resurgence, and then 2020 and COVID happened, so a lot of things floundered under those conditions. But man, if they made, I didn't even know they made Superbad and Sausage Party. Sausage Party is kind of iffy for me personally, but I know Superbad is great. Good Boys is great. So like, maybe comedy is back. I think we're back.
Maybe comedy's back.
Someone greenlight them for another movie. Whatever they want to make, let it happen. Let it rip.
Well, I don't think they would make a second Good Boys, but I would assume that they would continue to give Seth Rogen more reign to make more fucking movies if the box office numbers for this movie were particularly
he
good.
has his own film company, so he does whatever he wants basically at this point.
Yeah, pretty much.
Beautiful.
So Brendan, please.
I totally agree. No, this is a very fun movie. I went in expecting super bad energy. Now I will admit, maybe it's my nostalgia talking. I was the right age for Superbad when it came out, and I'm obviously no longer the right age for this exact film. If I was to compare apples to apples, it would be Superbad 100% of the time. I feel like this lands at like a solid 7 for me, or 7.5, versus like Superbad's fucking like 8.5 to 9 territory. I had a great time with this movie, but maybe I wasn't as involved with the plight of the kissing party that these 12-year-olds were dealing with. Maybe that was just a little too adolescent for my taste, but the jokes landed for sure. Every single innuendo, from the sex swing at the end of the movie to learning how to kiss at some point via a fucking CPR doll or whatever partway through or was that like an actual fuck doll? No, it was a CPR doll, right? I'm not stupid.
Brendan.
No, it was a CPR doll. It had to be.
It was clearly a CPR doll.
Okay. I just want to make sure. I mean, I was like, I second guessed myself at one point. I'm like, wait, is that? No,
that is
that's
the most
CPR
anatomically
doll.
correct CPR doll I've ever seen in my life.
Okay, I just want to make sure because, like, for a split second, I had doubt, especially when the fucking creepiest man alive had any interest in it whatsoever.
Yeah. There are so many moments in this movie that just have comedy or lines that hit. And you know, honestly, yes. I a lot of them come from Lucas.
I mean,
a lot of them come from Lucas.
That is fair.
Lucas had he had the timing down to a fucking science.
Yeah.
when the two girls were outside in front of the school or whatever, and they're like, what are we gonna do? Like, they're fucking stalking us. He's like, I know what to do. Grab the fucking, I don't even know what the fuck they're called, but he just like starts screaming for them. The fucking like hall monitors or whatever.
The
scab. Help!
Scab! Bullies. Or something
whatever
like
the fuck he was doing, and the fucking the patrol starts rolling out of the school like we're watching a fucking like beach or what do you call that stupid show?
It's a procession.
Fucking Baywatch.
Like Baywatch run.
Like a fucking Baywatch run. You just see these like 11-year-olds coming by like stranger danger, help the friends out.
Yeah, and the one in front with the lisp who goes up to the girls goes, "You bully one of us, you bully all of us," or something like that.
Oh man, what a
incredible! And even that moment with the guy who comes over to buy the card too, where the guy he goes like, I don't look like a pedophile, do I? And they all generally say something no, and then Lucas expands and he's like, you look like the most pedophile person I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah. And he's right.
And
he's absolutely right.
So right. You remember what that guy's username was, by the way?
Something 69.
I know. I mean, that's a bad part, but do you remember what the first part was?
It was probably something nerdy.
I do not remember whatsoever.
His name was Peter Pan 69.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's a yikes.
It's a yikes, my guy.
That's a huge fucking flag. Oh, no.
And he said he wasn't a pedophile?
And he said he wasn't a pedophile, yeah.
Is he sure?
I'm actually upset. That actually kind of pisses me off.
I mean, like, I believe he's not after interacting with him, but
do you?
He seemed pretty stand up.
I mean, I'm being unfair. He feels like a normal dude, just kind of like on the really nerdy side.
He's definitely just like a guy who lives in his mom's basement and is like a bit of a man child.
Yeah, and also,
so, like,
yeah. I mean, totally isn't gonna fuck the quote-unquote CPR doll.
Especially after it flew out the front windshield and ran over a couple times.
Well, I mean, especially not now. Yeah, it's the doll's
I mean,
hold
on. He paid $500 for that. If I'm him, I am taking up that doll.
Yeah, why are you saying quid?
What country are you in?
I listen to a lot of British podcasts. Not a lot of British podcasts. I listen to 2 British podcasts.
Yeah, how many quid have you ever held in your fingers?
20. I just like the British slang. All right, a quid.
He's going in reverse.
Listen. I'm not saying we definitely should have thrown the tea in the harbor, but maybe we keep some of the linguistics. That's all I'm saying. I could have had a cool accent, bro.
Don't even use the same
currency.
We're
like governor in it, and you know.
I love how we're talking about this when this is very clearly a Canadian-made fucking coming of age movie, R-rated comedy movie.
I'm pretty sure Canada's still flying under the British crown, at least parts.
Well, right, but they also have their own currency called Canadian dollars, and they do not refer to them as
takes place in like Illinois.
Does it?
I think so.
Well, they all fucking sound like they're fucking Canadians. I keep hearing them say a boot all the fucking time, especially from Thor. That dude's got the hardest Canadian accent I've ever heard in my entire life.
I did not catch that once.
The kid might be. I don't know, but like I'm pretty sure I know that. Well, okay, I know a lot of the shooting locations were in like Illinois or something like that. Like the school's in Illinois. I think the houses. So
All right, if they're shooting in Illinois, it might as well be in Illinois.
It might as well be in Illinois. That's all I'm saying.
If they're shooting in Illinois, it must take place at a public school. What?
There's no way you shoot a film in America and then say it's Canada. Like,
well, look, I mean, it happens. It does happen.
I think it happens in reverse. We film things in Canada and then say that's like Chicago or something.
Hey,
you know
man,
what I mean?
They film Game of Thrones in like Scotland. Does that mean Game of Thrones is in Scotland and not Westeros?
Okay, I was gonna say like if there's any like real world tie-ins to that world, I'd been like, yeah, it's Scotland.
No,
y'all are fucking trying to gaslight me.
It's not Canada, bro. That's all I'm saying.
It was literally filmed in Vancouver, Maple Ridge, Surrey, Langley, and Abbotsford, all places in Canada. Y'all are idiots.
All right, well. I know that.
Does the wiki give you an official location of like where the in-universe location is?
All right, let me see if I can find that for you because apparently this is really important to you. But I'm pretty sure it's
you
just going to end up being
up.
fucking Canada. I'm telling you, they filmed it in Canada. Why would it be placed anywhere else?
Well, I was listening to Christian. He said it was in Illinois, and I believed him kind of blindly.
Well, the one. Well, look, the one place said it was in Illinois. All right, that's all I got.
Is Illinois in Canada now? Did the state of Illinois succeed from the nation?
I don't see anything about Illinois, so I'm even bringing that one into question. Is all I'm saying.
Illinois succeeded from the U.S. and is now part of Canada.
All right, this is what I'm gonna say. Where did Good Boys?
Look, IMDb does say that there were a bunch of filming locations in Canada also. So sure, Canada.
Anyway, back in China, Illinois.
I don't even remember what the fuck we were talking about anymore. How did we get here?
We were talking about how Lucas is the best character in this movie.
Oh yeah. So Lucas does have a lot of like the better one-liners or just quotes or quotable things in the movie. I also just want to say that I outside of wanting to have a 3-person cast again, I thought that three kid protagonists and a fairly strong connection for each individual of us to one of these boys would make a very funny presence for doing this. So I think maybe it's not too far-fetched of a guess, but do you guys know which kid you are?
Yes. When you mentioned that, like as a not prerequisite exactly, but just a thing that was floating in your mind as for a reason why you wanted to have this episode play out this way, I was like, okay, I need to like observe these kids and like figure out which one you or anyone else would think I am. And initially I was like, halfway I was like, oh, I'm in someone else's head. I'm like between Lucas and Max, right? And I'm watching the movie. And then this is like relatively early in the movie. I'll say like 15 minutes, maybe a little later. It's when they're using the drone to spy on the two girls next door. Their drone gets caught. They're arguing. And I forgot what Max and Thor are saying exactly. But Lucas comes out and says, guys, we just have to come clean. And then God will be on our side. And in that very moment, I was like, oh, the Catholic guilt. Yeah, no, that everyone thinks that's me. And they're kind of right. For like my age back then, that 100% would have been me in some capacity. So I am like 95% Lucas, especially around that age, and then like 5% Max. Like Max's crush on Brixley, me to this day, which is really bad. Oh man!
Right. So if you think you're Lucas between me and Brendan, who do you think is Max and Thor?
That was the hard part. I couldn't like.
Was it? Come on, we all know where this fucking joke is going.
I mean, now that I think about it, it's a little obvious. Yeah. But like in the moment, I was like, I see myself. I can't see anyone else in these other characters. I haven't done the math.
Well, now let's part the Lucas curtain and try and divulge the other two.
Well, I guess by default, Brendan has to be Thor. I don't think you're a Max necessarily, but I guess I didn't know you early in life. So like maybe you could have been a Max growing up. I don't know. But I guess Brendan really is a Thor, mostly for like, the musical, the love for singing and musical theater. And maybe you were just low key trying to fit in with the cool kids at school growing up. I don't know if that was like you.
That shit is real. I'll give you that.
Don't forget the rampant alcoholism.
Yeah, you can't forget the rampant alcoholism. Wow.
Bro, 5 sips or 4 sips at age 11 or whatever.
I crushed that 4th sip is all I'm saying.
It's true. It's true. Brendan, any arguments here?
Listen, this is.
I love a good rebuttal that starts with a listen. That's great. Love that energy.
Just because you're not wrong doesn't mean I have to fucking like it.
Oh man,
you can be both right and an asshole because you wanted to identify this.
That is true. Yeah, I can be right and an asshole.
Oh man.
So I would have to agree. I feel like this has to be a unanimous pick. Of us three, of these 3 children, it would go Justin as Lucas, I am Thor, Christian's Max. I feel like there's really no other combination here that makes any fucking sense.
I need Christian to like advocate for his position as Max because it feels like he's just kind of falling into it by like that's
he's literally leading this podcast.
Christian, say more words. I need defense here.
He needs more convincing.
I need more convincing. Yeah.
Well, I don't want to necessarily call myself the leader. I happen to be the main host of this podcast, but in general, I wouldn't consider myself like the leader of the friend group or anything like that. But I'd also posit.
Well, wait, can I chime in? I don't want to interrupt you too much, but I have an idea here, Justin.
Mm-hmm.
Max broke a drone. Christian broke a boat. They're like the same person.
All right, look, I didn't break a boat. All right,
I mean, you didn't fix it either.
I didn't know. Well, can you fix something that wasn't even finished in the first place?
He's right. I'm just saying, can you even break it if it was never finished? You know what I'm saying?
Well, yes, you definitely can do that.
You tried to pilot it blindly. Maybe you drove it into an iceberg or something, which sounds exactly like a scene that happened in this fucking movie.
Oh man. Oh fuck. Well, all right. You got me there a little bit. I would say I'm a better normal driver than drone driver, but I digress. I'd also posit the bowl cut as part of the equation here.
You know, I'm thinking back to when I first met you. You were kind of rocking a similar haircut before you got the luscious locks that you let grow out.
Yeah, and also just like the Max's general air about him with I mean, they're all kind of awkward in their own way. Lucas is at least self-assured in his beliefs, but Max is a little bit more, how do I say? I guess I don't know, like
he about to call us fucking losers.
No, that's not. I'm trying to find a nice way to call myself a loser. Although
I thought you were trying to say he's the only one with like any mature goals.
Yeah, I am the one who hit puberty first. After all, no big deal.
That's why he's so freaking tall.
Yeah.
You got a head start.
Well, Lucas is taller. I don't know. Even minus the afro.
But, you definitely overtake him after like that first year or whatever. Right? Like, shit happens quickly when you're that age. I mean, he went through like fucking 3 girlfriends in the span of a month at the end of this movie.
That did happen. That did happen. And
that second girlfriend was definitely a rebound, and she definitely wasn't feeling it from day one.
Yeah,
but also she realized she is into women.
Now that I think about it, one of the last girlfriends I had in high school also ended up being a lesbian too. So that I guess I also have that in common with Max.
Is this genuinely a plot point? Was that
heavily implied when he breaks up with the second girl? I can't remember her name, unfortunately.
I don't think she has ever given a name.
The blonde girl who like tries to play matchmaker with him and Brixley.
Yeah.
First, when they start holding hands in the hallway, you could just kind of see in her face there's a lack of enthusiasm. And then when he's crying in the skate park, Brixley and that girl are like walking down holding hands. So there's an implication that like they have a romantic interest. I didn't think
that was like a romantic attraction. I thought that was just like them like having fun being like, remember we dated that fucking loser?
I guess for me, my read on the situation was like, oh yeah, middle school for me is when all the girls started realizing they were into women. So like that's my read on the situation.
I did not have the same encounter in middle school as you did, but I came to the same conclusion. I came to the same conclusion in this movie that they ended up discovering that they were that they liked women also. So that was my takeaway there. Still, I'm on your side there.
Half the time I feel like I knew women that were like, God damn it, why do I have to be straight? Men suck.
Yeah. So yeah,
that was Max.
That was a component of this that I especially wanted to have be a feature here, just because I thought it was funny.
You don't understand how low-key upset I was when I realized I was Lucas from that one fucking line.
I just complimented you. I told you Lucas is the funniest one.
Like I was watching, like when I was watching it in the moment before we convened here, like that first round of watching, it was like 15 minutes in. I just it was like case closed. It was over. There's no. Just
no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yeah,
You're
nothing
Lucas.
like that. There was no defending it, no case. I was like, nope, I'm Lucas. That one line seal the deal, man.
I am going to come to my own defense here. Just because I am an ex-theater kid, I want to let the record show.
He's also a raging alcoholic.
I am also a raging alcoholic. I was never the kid that was like, oh my God, I can't wait to do the next musical or whatever. Like, that was never me. I just like fell into this shit because my parents demanded I do some extracurricular activity. And it was the only extracurricular activity that I didn't suck ass at. That was the only reason I did that shit.
You were in a sports ball family?
I was in a sports family for a while. Or rather, I did like football and shit like that for most of my time. I really only hit musical theater shit when I was in high school. And even then, I like barely found my way into my first musical in my 9th grade year. I fell into the backup chorus within like the last 2 weeks before they were going to debut the show. And then the director like appreciated me enough where they were like, hey, if you keep coming, like you can like be in it if you want. And I'm like, I guess I'm not doing anything else. And my parents are getting off my back. So I might as well commit. Because before I was just going to be like a backup vocalist. And then she's like, well, you could be on the stage if you're into that. And I was like, maybe
I could be.
Okay, it was the off season, and your parents were like, "All right, cool. Football season's over. You gotta do something else, kid." And you're like, "But
no,
what?"
seriously, this is factually what happened. I'm not even kidding. This is unironically what happened. After football season ended, they were like, "Well, you still have to do something. Like, you need an extracurricular." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. I guess I'll just commit to helping out at the." At the time, I was just gonna do like like stagecraft shit, which is just like when you help put props together and whatnot, and then also be like a backup vocalist that like sings in a microphone off the stage during like the big chorus numbers or whatever. But no, my old choir director was like, who was teaching it or like doing the choreography and shit at the time. She was like, hey, if you want to do it, like you've already picked up all the music. I bet you it'd only take you like a week to pick up the stupid shit I'm having these kids do on stage anyway. And I'm like, maybe. So I did. So anyway, I want to set the record show that was not who I was as a child. However, the character flaw where he wants everyone to like him and he does shit to try to get people to think that he's cool. Yeah, no, that was me to a T once upon a time. Okay, I mean, none of us are perfect. None of us are perfect.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I'm also not claiming that these characters are a perfect fit, except for Justin and Lucas. That's a perfect fit. Me and you, on the other hand, there's some wiggle room. So I replay the scene at the very end of the movie too, where where the girls come in and after the party and Lucas and Thor are in the living room with the VR headset and the Soren's sister is like, oh, I'm gonna make some grilled cheese, guys. And then once Thor is like, oh, I can sing, and then they want him to sing, it cuts to Lucas and Lucas is like, so no grilled cheese. I was like, that's so Justin coded.
I'm in this movie. I don't like
so
it.
Justin coded.
So where's my grilled cheese anyway?
It's grilled cheese, bro. Like it's such a comfort food. So don't like, bro, butter, bread, cheese. Like
I'm gonna
so
die.
Simple, easy to make. Bro, 5 minutes to heat up the pan and the butter. He could have sang after.
Yo, the other people were sharing a moment, asshole. Like, fucking stop thinking about yourself for 3 seconds.
She said she's going to make grilled cheese, and then she turned her back. All right, she did not keep her word. Molly or not, you keep your word.
The grilled cheese didn't get made in that moment. They could have gone back to it. You don't know.
You know there's no grilled cheese made that night.
Surely Thor doesn't put on an hour encore.
Dude, but what if?
Yeah, I know.
You know, it's funny that you say that. You think that Lucas had the best one-liners, which I'm not here to disagree. But I will say, I did write down a few quotes, and most of my quotes are actually coming from Thor. Which maybe that was because
a part of me was trying. Are you still upset that you're Thor, or?
No, I'm not saying I'm upset that I'm Thor, but maybe before we started watching, as I started watching this movie, I'm like, oh, gee, I wonder if the question gets asked, who do we see ourselves as? I wonder what everyone's going to say I am. I had my fucking list of redemption quotes at the ready.
Oh, perfect. I see.
Lucas has good one-liners when he's just kind of like speaking in general. Thor has the meanest clapbacks.
Thor does have some of the best clapbacks. Like in the woods when they do the first beer scene with Atticus.
Oh my god.
I fucking love both of them. I mean, both of them. When Atticus starts calling him Sippy Cup, and that fucking other peon nobody next to him goes like, "Oh, sick burn, Atticus," and then Thor immediately claps back with, "It's not a good burn. His dad has 2 DUIs and has to take the train to work." Bro, that's a good burn.
What a clapback.
That's a good burn. And then even later in that scene, like a minute or two later, I don't even remember what happens anymore. Max goes, his dad doesn't even pay taxes about Atticus's dad because he's like in jail or whatever.
Oh my god.
Oh shit.
Fucking awesome.
Great. I think similarly in the park scene, one of my other fun lines from that was like, somebody was calling him out for like a sippy cup, and then he's like, "Does this look like a sippy cup? No, it's a fucking juice box because I'm not a fucking child."
Oh yeah, that was in the cafeteria.
So clean.
So
was that in the cafeteria?
That was cafeteria.
I don't know why, but that fucking line tickled me.
Same. He also didn't have to go that hard to that poor girl. She was just trying to be nice.
Does this look like a sippy cup? No, it's a juice box because I'm not a fucking child.
Oh, it's so good. All of the dialogue in this movie is basically all of it, I should say. There are some moments where it gets like kind of cheesy or iffy, but a lot of the dialogue, when it's specifically trying to be funny, lands pretty good. It lands pretty good.
I actually really agree. I think that the average comedy in this movie, or at least the one-liners, the back and forth, is pretty much all hit from start to finish with this movie.
Yeah. Yeah, and they do a really good job. The whole movie, like even regardless of the dialogue, just things that happen and the way people act, they do a very good job of making it all look like it is from the perspective of a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I guess I agree with that.
Things that happen in the way people act just sort of speak like the way, for instance, like the way that the dad talks in the beginning or acts to his son in the beginning and at the end of the movie. That dad needs to be on a
watch list. That dad is not okay.
That dad is a bit of a menace.
He is too supportive.
Max's
dad.
He
is too supportive of his son exploring himself.
Well, no. That part is fine. I was just like, especially the second time I watched this, because this is not. I rewatched it for the second time. I had seen it previously. When he, in that first scene, he closes the door on Max's room and immediately goes and tells his wife about it. Like the fact that he just immediately ratted his son out to the wife, I was like, oh, this guy's a menace.
Well, okay, maybe don't ostracize your kid like vocally and be like, hey, honey, he was touching himself. That stinker. But maybe
see, here's the thing. He did it so genuinely with love in his heart of just like, man, I'm so proud of my son for
I'm proud of my
having
son
a
for
sexual awakening. Literally, and I'm just here like, okay, I'm glad you love your son. There is a line in which you become too supportive of this particular thing and it becomes weird. And he's crossed a weird line.
You are the person I hate. What are you talking
about?
What
do you mean?
We support a parent that is actually supporting their child. What the hell is wrong with you?
There is such a thing as too much, and I think he went overboard in this instance.
I don't think he overboards on the supportiveness. I'm just specifically harping on the fact that he immediately outs his son to the wife.
The side razzing on the side razzing is definitely a bit over the top, but not the man, they grow up so fast. So you do your thing.
and at the end too, like when he's grounded, he's like, you don't get to call me dad no more. You lost that. Now I'm Norman or Mr. Newman or Warden to you now. I was like, damn. He's like, he says like, I will always love you, but right now I don't like you.
that kind of stung, dude. That kind of stung from here.
That's like a I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed level line.
Okay.
That's an I'm not mad, I'm disappointed, but made in in 2024.
Yeah.
Similar energy when he's initially yelling at him on the phone, and Max goes, "I love you, Dad. I need you to hear you say it back." And then he just hangs up. I was like, "Whoa, that was brutal."
Oh, damn, dude.
Dad,
He did that to his kid.
I know.
Also, I just processed something. Out of the three of us, my parents are divorced. And granted, Lucas knows his parents, like both of them. I may not know my dad, but like,
do you also have 2 Taco Tuesdays, one on Tuesday, one on Wednesday, or?
I think we just call those leftovers, but yeah, technically, I
guess. we have Taco Tuesday, and then we sure as shit don't go back to the grocery store on Wednesday.
Yeah. I was not even thinking of that. Yeah, I was purely going off of character analysis, but there's a good nail in the coffin.
There's a lot of parallels.
Yeah.
Okay, brother, you don't need to dig that deep. It's okay. Come back to us.
Yeah, let's rail it back in.
Well, it's like you turn around. It's like the longer you look, the more you find.
Let's stop looking for a second here.
Lucas personification can't hurt you. Lucas personification. Justin's like that kid running through the school, and then there's just like a hovering Lucas like floating behind him.
Yeah, it's his stand.
Lucas is his stand.
Yeah. Domain expansion, good boys.
We haven't said much about this movie yet, other than we enjoy it, and it's just got a lot of gags and jokes. But what actually happened in this movie? Does anyone remember?
So I do remember. I'm gonna remember a lot of this for a while because I enjoy this movie. I enjoy this movie a lot. So we get the intro that we're just kind of introduced to the characters, especially Thor, Max, and Lucas, each individually, and then we get them all together. They're hanging around. They're the beanbag boys. They do everything together, and then eventually Lucas has to go home, and Max and Max and Thor end up getting pulled away with Atticus because Atticus has a beer that they're gonna drink, and this is the inception of Sippy Cup because Thor is against doing this, and it's not really harped on why he refuses to do this, except for he seems to be particularly resistant to like peer pressured stuff, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of reflected also.
He just didn't want to fucking drink alcohol. What the hell? Why does he need a reason? He's a 12-year-old.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying that like a lot of their character flaws end up having.
You little fucking.
Well, look, he embraces it later, so I. Later on, he succumbs wholeheartedly to it.
There's a part of me.
There's character growth, character degradation.
There's a part of me that genuinely believes that he knew that drinking that beer would harm his voice for his audition, and that's why he didn't want to drink it. That's definitely like not true. At least it's a very low likelihood of it being true, but that's what I want to believe.
Right. So you think he knew that?
He refuses the drink, and it's a little bit reflected when he brings up his tend to be afraid of things, when although it's a little bit amplified when they're playing Frogger on the highway.
Fucking Highway Frogger.
Yeah, they're playing Highway Frogger, and he's talking about how he gets scared. And so anyway, he runs away from that and gets labeled Sippy Cup for a while. We flash back to Lucas, and Lucas has gotten called home for dinner, and it's like his favorite meal ever, and he gets to drink soda, and then his parents are getting a divorce, and this is, and we get the Taco Tuesday thing, and they're gonna watch This Is Us at the same on 2 different nights or whatever. There's
Mom
a lot
and Dad
of
are still gonna be friends.
Mom and Dad are still gonna be friends. Things aren't gonna change too much, except that it's going to change a lot. And, and for what it's worth, this is a very amicable portrayal of divorce as far as divorces go. Like they're seemingly,
true. Yeah.
They're seemingly getting off on good enough terms. and it's going to be peaceful.
And they're actually talking to their kid about it instead of just being like, so we're getting a divorce. And then the kid's like, oh, okay. What does that mean? And then, proceeds to not explain anything further.
Exactly. Yeah. And they clearly, they're clearly both good parents and want what's best for Lucas. They're telling him all these things, and also like, hey, some people just like, we're not the same people we were when we started dating or when we married, and this is just what happens sometimes, and so we're just gonna separate, and it's it's fine. And even later in the movie, when we come back to after all of the shit has happened and Lucas is telling them about it, like they're still fairly supportive of what exactly is happening, although his dad basically flat out calls him a liar and doesn't believe a single thing he says. But regardless of that, he has to deal with that throughout the movie. And then we get the kissing party. We were introduced to Soren, which, man, what a cool guy. That's Soren.
Oh yeah, what a real cool guy. Cool that's guy. Soren, dude.
I think this is a moment where I've like aged out of like, not the target audience for the movie, because I am the target audience for the movie, but like I'm too old to like really position myself in the place of one of these kids in that context. Because in my head, I'm looking at Soren and I'm like, okay, I believe middle school version of me would have believed you were cool. I just really wish I knew why. Like as an adult, I'm like, why are you cool? I'm just gonna pin it on like the cool house.
I can tell you exactly what it is. It's the shirt over another shirt. The fucking the open button with like the beanie, because he was wearing a beanie.
I was thinking the beanie.
Yeah, dude. It's the drip. The drip is 100% what makes him the cool kid.
I definitely believe that.
Yeah. And the fact that he has he seemingly regularly throws these parties, and his parents, or at least his mom, doesn't ask questions.
His mom. I was watching my friend earlier today, and she was like, yeah, his mom is definitely upstairs, just wine drunk, not giving a fuck.
Yeah. I mean, she whatever she's doing, she just flat out says like when the three boys roll in, and she goes like, everyone's downstairs and I do not want to know what's going on down there.
She says it in a haha funny tone, but everyone's like, she's very serious.
She's like, I'm the cool mom.
Yeah, she's incredibly serious. And because we never get a scene of her going down there and checking on anybody.
Honestly, we never see her again, and I'm not convinced she's in the home anymore.
I might also agree, because even when Lucas and Thor are up there playing VR, I know it's in a living room and they clearly are filthy fucking rich, and there could be 1,000 rooms in that house for all I know. She still is never seen again.
Does even like say hi to Hannah or Lily when they come in through the door, chill with Lucas and Thor. I'm like, mom checked out. For sure. Mom's out in the town. She's on the strip. She's on Main Street.
I'm going to tell you one thing that I did like about the cool kid in this movie is that like he wasn't like your stereotypical asshole cool kid.
No,
he seemed like a genuinely like nice kid that just so happened to be like the popular one. Because one thing that really stuck out to me is that at the kissing party, he's like, and hey, like if kissing and stuff like that isn't your jam, just go upstairs and play VR. No harm, no foul. I'm like, what? You're not going to roast anybody that doesn't participate? Incredible. Does that happen in these days? That would never happen when I was a child.
That would never happen. That ain't happen now. That ain't happening in the 90s. That ain't happening never. Non-existent.
I like still can't believe that there would be a universe where someone wouldn't get razzed in that situation.
Doesn't exist. That is such a fairy tale scenario, bro.
Yeah, and they harp on consent also.
Yeah, dude, which is great. I mean, they should be doing well. I feel like
that one's for the kids. For all the dumbasses who brought their kids to the movies, this is for you.
Yeah,
this is like the one like consent. Morality line that we could have fun and we can joke around and throw some sexual content in a children's movie, but also consent matters. By the way, we don't joke about that.
Yeah,
and respecting women.
I love the when they're first when they're first practicing kissing on the sex doll, and Max goes in for the kiss. Lucas stops him and goes, whoa. Pretend it's Brixley. Ask for consent first. And then he pretends to be Brixley. He starts asking questions. Well, even before that, he's like, Brixley, can I kiss you? And he gets real close, cheek to cheek. He goes, why? What do you find attractive about me?
Yo, Lucas understood the assignment, dog.
He understands the assignment to the T. Oh, that's a great line. There's a point
It's so good.
There's a point in the movie where I don't even remember what happens, but Lucas says to either Max or Thor something, and people are going to start thinking you're a feminist, but in like a bad way. Because he's thinking along the lines of you throw the IST suffix on top of anything and it's a bad thing, like a la racist or sexist. So he's like, oh, people are going to think you hate women. You're a feminist.
It was right after they left Hannah's house when she took the drone. It was funny is that what's his Lily she's like, we're gonna tell the school you're a misogynist, and Max is like, I've never massaged a person.
I've never massaged anyone.
And then
I've never massaged anyone.
Hannah's just like, oh, like something you don't respect women. And Lucas is like, I respect women. My mom's my best friend.
My best friend. Oh, what a fucking lie!
And then Thor in the back is like, what the fuck? What about me?
Yeah. Bro. And then they
I'm
leave.
Right here.
They have that exchange you just mentioned of like, you're at risk of being a feminist. Like, I'm not a feminist. I love women. I think that's some of my favorite parts about this movie is that the kids are they're portrayed and written as very intelligent characters, but then they have these very goofy, silly, like childlike misunderstandings of they're
very
things.
naive, but they're not idiots, which is a good way to write children in your movie about children.
Yes, it is. This is so good.
Oh,
this movie is very smart. I made that comment earlier to my friend where I was like, this movie is like it has intelligence to it where like there's a little bit of commentary and like just general things where I'm like, now that whoever wrote this, they knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to the two girls in this movie. One of them's in the bear. I don't know what her name is, but
is it Hannah?
She's great. Yeah, the one that plays Hannah in this movie.
Yeah, Molly Gordon.
Oh my God, you're right.
Molly Gordon.
Oh my God, it's Claire Bear. Oh.
What?
I like how just like opened up his third eye. From the bear.
Yeah, Claire Bear. Claire.
The one that plays Hannah is Claire from the bear.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. I get it.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. His third eye has opened up. He's
I
now
see.
connecting.
No, see, I got really confused because there's a different crossover. The girl who plays Brixley is in the most recent season of Umbrella Academy.
Really? Really?
Yeah, and her name is Claire in that also, and she frequently gets called Claire Bear.
Oh,
it's Claire's all the way down, people.
It's Claire's all the way to the top, baby. I
haven't seen the most recent season of Umbrella Academy, so no spoilers.
My third eye really is broken open, both actually. Oh my God. So many revelations, so many things I learned about myself, learned about media. We're learning so much today.
What else? Were you going to say something more specific about the girls, or was it just?
No, I was just going to say they had a great part in this flick. So for the most part, they're like the soft villains for a while. I feel like this movie has like no villains other than just like circumstance and unfortunate timing.
I would say they're like soft antagonists, but not in the I'm an evil villain kind of way. No. I am just like the one antagonizing our protagonist, or just like, I'm going to drive you to do things.
They are antagonists in the purest sense of the word. They antagonize the main characters, the boys or whatever. But to be honest, like they're not totally in the wrong, because their whole shit starts with them spying on the girls, and then they're like, well, we just wanted to know like what kissing's like, and then I'm like, what are you fucking talking about? They're like, well, we want to see if you two would kiss each other, and then they're like, oh, that's fucked.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. I was a little sad they didn't have
what is wrong with you? What is the matter with you? Did you say that out loud?
Wait. Let him finish before I get angry.
When her
he said everything he needed to say.
No, when her douchebag boyfriend storms off like a child, and Hannah and Lily are like hugging or whatever, I was like, oh, is this gonna be like a tropey moment of like they discover they like women too, and then the drone happens, and I was like, oh. It would have been nice to see a budding bisexual moment or something. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Well, all right.
In a very like wholesome way, not in a male gazy way. I want them to be very clear.
Not in a Peter Pan 69 way. Just in like a
I don't know what that means, but I'm gonna agree.
The guy's username, Justin.
I know, but like, it doesn't sound good. I just don't know what context it's bad.
They gave you your bisexual awakening if you subscribe to it at the end of the movie with Brixley and the unnamed girl.
That is fair. That is very true. And we stand that. We appreciate that.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think the girls play a good part. And, in this movie.
Okay. Speaking of the girls, one more time. The entire time, Lily is the Hannah's friend, the one who is the most unhinged in all of these scenarios, where she just, both of those girls are kind of dumb for engaging with these boys the way they are and getting into these very yikes situations. But Lily is the most unhinged and most daring. And I'm not going to lie to you, she reminds me a little bit of Juan from when I met him in high school. Juan hasn't done any of these things.
Except the drugs.
But I believe he could. If he was ever presented with the opportunity of just like, he got some Molly from a dude and then some 12-year-olds took it, he would chase them down to their school and like trade a drone for the Molly. I could see all these things happening in Juan's life back in the day. And I could not stop laughing about that here and just thinking of that in the back of my head watching the movie.
Of course.
Yeah.
We didn't mention the Molly. Yeah, the girls at one point they have Molly, and then the kids accidentally steal the Molly, and the girls are like, "Yeah, we want our Molly back." But then Lucas, the fucking goody two shoes that he is, he's like, "We can't give them back drugs. It's drugs. We can't put them back.
They're addicts. They need help."
Their DARE program is alive and well and succeeding on those three boys.
In the one boy, at least.
I think all three of them shared a pretty united front.
They all do for a while, but then eventually Max and Thor like, can we just give them the drugs back? Like, we got the thing we needed, and Lucas is like, no.
Okay, Max has an ulterior motive that he will not fail at. Thor just wants his day to be over with.
Yeah,
right. And wouldn't you in that situation?
If I'm Lucas here, technically, no, I guess not. I am upholding the DARE values.
Even Lucas at one point resigns himself to go like, yeah, we can go steal. We can go ask for some more drugs. So don't be putting fucking Lucas up on a pedestal here. All right. He also caved. He caved eventually and was like, not only am I going to give you guys drugs, I'm going to be your fucking dealer. I'm going to go get it at the source.
Oh man, this movie's great. Just want to put that out there.
I like the end while we're still talking about the girls too. Like when they come back from their Kendrick Lamar concert, I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
Yeah. They're saying they're going to a Kendrick concert.
And they come in. They're still high on Molly / drunk. And they see Lucas and Thor sitting there looking miserable. They're very nice to them. They're very supportive. They're trying to like cheer them up and stuff like that. They get Thor to sing when he was reluctant to. They get Lucas's hopes up with grilled cheese. It was just sweet, like despite all of the things that the headaches that the kids put them through during the course of the day and a half, basically, they recognize that they're still just children and should be comforted in some way when they're looking down. So they're still very good people in this, and it's also exemplified with when Lucas is thrown off of his bike and dislocates his shoulder.
Dude.
And Lily runs up and is nice.
That whole fucking sequence, dude. That whole fucking sequence.
So good. Gold, dude. We can talk more about it, but I just want to bring note to the fact that, did you see what was on the advertised on the bench?
No,
that he hit?
No, I did not.
So, and the truck that he hits it says airborne delivery, which is funny because he flies into it. Dislocates his shoulder, but the advertisement that was on the bench was for divorce lawyers. Signifying the divorce is still actively hurting Lucas. Just a quick sting of I don't know what to call it. Imagery.
What incredible visual storytelling. Yeah. Those fuckers. Those actual fucking animals. Who gives them the right?
I thought that was awesome. Not
That's
awesome for
actually
Lucas,
kind of
but
amazing.
in terms as a movie watcher, that was incredible.
Incredible detail. I never would have guessed. I never would have seen that shit.
Yeah. So they're running from Lily in this moment because they had run away with the drugs again, they were just coming back from something. They were on their bikes.
Yeah, they were
They just
trying
sold the
to
car?
get the drone.
Or
No. They were trying to get the drugs. Sorry, they were trying to get the drone. So they were planning to trade the drugs, but they just had like a different container. And then she opened, or no, because that was when they were in the parking structure.
I think they had just sold the sex doll.
Yes.
They had just sold the sex doll. They were riding their bikes to the mall, and the girls rolled up in the car because they still had the cell phone, and they tracked her cell phone, and then they cut through, and Lily jumps out of the car, and fucking Terminator runs
Lily just
after
becomes
them.
a parkour master out of nowhere.
And she
for
knows
some reason.
parkour, yeah.
She definitely did track, bro. She was booking it.
Yeah, she was Terminator running. She knows she's flipping and tumbling off of the stairs.
Did they do a fucking Jurassic Park bit too with her, where it's like objects admire are closer than they appear, or whatever the fuck? Did they do that bit?
I want to say that might have
I feel like they did that.
I
think she was
I don't know
running
if that
behind her.
exact trope as you're explaining it happens, but I'll say yes.
Lucas does see her in his bike's rearview mirror. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they were doing a Jurassic Park bit at one point, which I was like, boy, here we go.
And
again.
then Lucas screams. For which, by the way, I need a compilation or something of all of Lucas's screams throughout this film, because man, he's so good. I mean, even just in the frat house, every time that the air horn goes off and he screams the highest pitched scream, so good. It
is good. Also, me screaming IRL.
Yeah. Oh, this part too, when Lucas dislocates his shoulder, also, I'm like, this is like a good example of the movie being portrayed like from the eyes of a 12-year-old, because a dislocated shoulder doesn't hang like a full like hand length down when it's just dangling. Like, you see how long his arm looks like when he stands up and he's dislocated and it's just wobbly like that. Like, it's over exaggerated, and it's like what you as a kid would remember in like a horrific memory is like, oh my god, and you're like telling it to your friends later, and he's like, oh yeah, his arm was dragging on the ground, it was so dislocated, and it's like that sort of thing is like
it was out of his torso. You don't understand. Like, it was completely out.
It was gonna fall off.
Yeah, it looked like it was just gonna fall off any second. It could detach it like a rag doll. And yeah, then they bring him around to the back of a store or whatever, and they try to pop his shoulder back in, which they eventually succeed in.
Incredible, by the way.
Incredible scene, by the way. After first throwing him wrong shoulder first into a dumpster.
Yeah, he's
thankfully
like,
not dislocating that one in the process. Shout out to that.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. Then they try a different, a little bit more tried and true method of relocating your shoulder.
Shout out to the ball gag. Very clutch.
I know. The fucking ball gag, dude. If there was one moment where I looked at it when they were using some sort of sex item and not knowing what they were doing, I think the ball gag is the worst offender. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah,
maybe it's just because it's what you would actually use the ball gag for, and then putting it on a child. I was like, all right, hold on, guys. Maybe we took this one just a tad too far. I got over it really quickly. I didn't care that much, but I was like, it gave me pause for like half a second. I was like, okay.
I think it's because like he put it in his mouth. It was like intimate item going to intimate place. Like, even though it's very appropriate usage, blah blah blah. You can make the assumption that it's not clean because the anal beads weren't clean. Because they still smelled.
None of it is clean.
Absolutely none of it is
the
clean.
Anal beads, the anal beads, the
dildo,
the mask that he has. None of it is clean.
Bro, the anal beads, bro.
I know, and then he gives him the Brixley.
Those are anal, thank you.
Yeah,
fucking anal beads.
He gives him the Brixley at the end of the movie, and he goes, "They're anal," and the other girl, not even Brixley, he goes, "Oh, fancy," or something like that. And then Brixley smells it. She goes to put it on, and she gets a whiff, and she's like, "Oh,
I'll put this on later.
I'll put this on later."
I'll mess with these later, I think.
One thing I'll give credit to this movie is how they managed to make this a rated R movie without like doing anything really creepy. Like the sex stuff is like yikes in the sense of like it's risque or whatever, but like there was never like a we need to call police because someone did something weird with the kids kind of moment. You know what I'm saying?
No, I never felt like they did that in this movie.
They never did. And I found that kind of impressive. I was like, oh, nice. We were like not doing anything like weird. Because like I don't know if you guys have, I'm sure you guys have heard this movie in passing. There's a recent, I think it was a comedy, Jennifer Lawrence movie where her character is like some adult who gets paid to be the pretend girlfriend for like a male character who's like maybe just out of high school, if even that. So it's real yikes of just like, is it
No Hard Feelings?
Yes, that movie. That movie has a yikes premise off the rip, and then also like her character gets nude in front of this presumed like young, potentially underage character. All of it's just really weird. This movie doesn't do that, and I like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, mm-hmm. They toe the line in just the right way. And they know when to back off when they need to make it not weird.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Also, I do wonder. I remember I saw a trailer back when this is like originally coming out, and the child actors were like, talking about like, oh yeah, like I had to get permission from my mom to say the F word or whatever. And I was thinking to myself, I wonder how much like pre-explaining both parents and directors had to do to these kids to like, because like kids aren't innocent, the internet exists, so they probably knew something, but I wonder how much they learned during this.
I have an answer process for you, actually.
I can't.
I have an answer. I have somewhat of an answer. I mean, I'll tell you now. It's okay. Since you're talking about it. The kids were given, especially for like the sexual innuendo stuff, they were given by the directors no context for anything they were saying. So they were told, the directors came out and said like, we didn't give the kids we gave them the lines. We said, say the lines, act them out in this way. We're not giving you any context for what any of these means. And this is like verbatim what they said, if you want context or the potential to obtain context, go ask your mothers. The directors wanted zero part, and rightfully so, zero part in teaching these kids anything about what was happening or whatever it was, whether it be the props that they were using or the like what words mean, like dildo or feminist or anal. Stuff like this.
Oh my
they were like, you're getting none of it from us. Go ask your mothers. And that was that.
That's really crazy. When I think back to this particular line, it's after the guys like tried Googling how to kiss girls and they came across a porn video, and I think it's like next day they kind of talk about it briefly, where it's like Thor says like, all that looked weird and gross because that guy was like licking her asshole. And I'm just here thinking, so you have that kid say that line, and he has no idea what that means.
Well, I'm not going to say that he didn't know, but like if they ever asked stuff, like whatever they already knew is stuff they already knew. The directors didn't ask. They just were like, oh, if you know, we don't want to know. If you don't know, we don't want to know either. Just we still don't want to know. Just if you have questions, go ask your parents. Don't come to us. So we have no context for what they did or didn't know. It's just that the directors never wanted to be the ones answering those questions.
They were not trying to be educators. They are filmmakers and were staying in their lane.
Precisely.
That's incredible.
So
I love that.
I would imagine there's probably a semi decent chance that they know what like asshole and fuck means, but or like blowjobbing. I love lines like that where they're like, oh, they like masturbated each other, or they blowjobbed each other or something like that. Just like like almost there, but like they misuse it, like blowjob to like past tense.
It's so good. So good.
Yeah, just like little details like that with the dialogue, just making it like so much more kid-ish. I'm like, they did such a good job with that. Yeah, such a good job kidifying that stuff.
I love it. It's so good. So good.
But anyway, so to like loosely kind of tie up the plot here, because like there's Lucas dislocating his arm, and then they're inside the convenience store getting
that poor cop, bro.
That fucking cop, dude. That fucking cop,
he had
dude.
a triple, bro. How is he alive? What do you mean a triple shift?
Yeah. That whole thing with the cop is fantastic. From Lucas and Max being like standing off in the corner and going like, so what do you think about politics?
It's a complicated issue.
Shit, I think he's onto us.
That was also where my second favorite quote in this fucking movie came from. So at one point after, the fucking Lucas is spilling the beans to the cop or whatever, and the cop is like, okay, listen, just like just stop being whatever you're doing and we'll just like call it good for the day, okay? I don't want to have to deal with this. The fucking Thor walks down the aisle from the back. And this fucking officer, he's like, oh, for the love of fucking
I love the officer's sixth sense too. Like he's standing at the counter paying for his coffee or not paying for his coffee, and he whips around 180 degrees as soon as Thor appears and
he's
sees
like,
him.
What do you have in your pants? And then Thor claps back, my penis?
And the cop unfazed goes, take it out.
Pull it out. Pull it out.
Pull it out.
And then he pulls out the bottle and he's like, but I also have a big dick. What an absolutely stupid fucking bit.
That was also low key some of the funny parts of the dialogue is how much they just talk about each other's dicks. So I think it's before this scene. They're in the school bathroom, just like doing a group huddle. And Lucas says to Max, like, just stop thinking with your big dick for half a second. And I'm like, bro, why is that something I've said before? and then later toward the end where Lucas gets Max to like sneak out for the party. And they're like, they're ready to like, he's like, oh, I'm gonna go change or whatever. And he's like, hey, Max, bring that dick. And I'm like, God, why is this me? Why is this me?
Oh, you fucking love it, dude.
Oh, for fuck's sakes,
incredible.
Dude.
Every turn you show up more and more as Lucas. And I love it so much. Yeah.
Lucas is the innocent one that's just forever unfiltered. Yeah.
But like has these moments and it's just incredible. It's awesome. So then they get to leave. They're going to leave they leave the convenience store, the boys, and the cop is just so fucking done because now Lucas also gives up the drugs, and they hand the drugs over to the cop, and the cop just takes the drugs from Lucas, turns around, calls his wife, and is like, "Look, honey, I don't think I want kids anymore."
No, it wasn't that. It was like we talked about. I just don't know if I want to be a parent. Like as if like they never.
Hey,
had
you
this
may be the
discussion
detective,
before.
but in this relationship we're equals. And then she hangs up on him, and he's like,
Yeah, that was a great line too. And then he picks up the coffee and he goes, "This is free because I'm a cop," and then starts walking out.
Except no, he's not, because the door is
locked.
by
The door is barred by a double-ended dildo.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. So the door is locked by the double-ended dildo, so he can't go anywhere. So what did he do? He turned around to the store clerk and went like, "All right, fine, I'll pay for the coffee." Like his BDE moment of walking out of the store without paying for the coffee was completely dashed by the double-ended dildo.
By a bigger dick, yeah.
I gotta not wonder, did they just like sneak out back, or did he have to call that in and be like, hey,
I'm sure there's a back exit. I'm sure
the cop goes out the back, either that or they stand there and wait for the next person to want to get in the convenience store, and they have to contend with a dildo barring the handles.
That sounds like they're never leaving that convenience store.
Bro, if that was me, if I'm not even lying, if that was me and a cop looked me dead in the eyes, pointing to a dildo holding a door closed, and like gave me like like if he looked at me and was like, "Can you get that?" and I'd be like, I would hesitate. I would hesitate.
There's no hesitation. I'm getting back in my car, bro. I know.
Oh wow.
I would move it. I'm not gonna say I wouldn't move it. I would definitely remove it, but there would be there would be some
he's
real
going to find a stick
internal
first.
battles.
He's going to go find a stick in the woods nearby, if anything.
There wouldn't be an internal battle in my head, but I would definitely laugh for like a solid 30 seconds to a minute first, and then
I don't know if
remove
I
the
would laugh
dildo.
because I would be too afraid that like I was in the middle of like getting punked or like a sting. Like I would think that this is like a planted operation for sure.
No, I'm laughing my ass off. There's no way. I see the cop so done with fucking life, staring, pointing down at the dildo with this coffee in his hand, just like, could you please end my suffering? And I'm dying on the spot. Dude, I'm a mess for the next minute, laughing my ass off.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I hope that cop got a good laugh because he seemed to be going through the ringer that day.
Yeah, boy. Yeah.
I hope him and his wife figured it out.
I bet they didn't.
Wow.
So so we play Highway Frogger. Not much of note here, other than Thor reveals that he had a second beer, and also the 4-car pileup that occurs happens to throw the sex doll out the front windshield. Because for some reason that guy was still not home yet. I wonder what he was doing the whole time. That,
totally not fucking the CPR doll.
Yeah. So Highway Frogger, they finally get to the Walmart knockoff place, and it turns out the girls got there first. So they have to make a deal with them to go buy the drugs, which Lucas reluctantly agrees to. And we end up at the frattiest frat house you've ever fratted in your entire frat life.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Oh my God.
I want to take a pause here. I want to pause to just go back to when they go to the mall to try and get a drone with the money in hand.
Mm-hmm.
That knockoff Best Buy employee who had to just witness Max turn into a rabid squirrel trying to attack. He's like, he was like, don't fuck with me. Where's the drone? Imagine being that woman. You're working at what is essentially a Best Buy. You're probably making minimum wage. And there is a 12-year-old ready to just like rip your ankles off. And you got to be there calm, like, hey, little shit, if you calm down, I have a note for you explaining how to get your drone back. Like, what? Dude is not getting paid enough to deal with that scenario.
Yeah. I had to really look it up. Or I had to look it up again just to make sure. There was apparently like a deleted scene in this movie where they end up at that Best Buy with the money in hand before the girls get there, but the employee informs them that they didn't have enough money because it was going to be like $5.90. They have like $5.50 from the sex doll, but it was going to be like $5.98 after taxes or something.
Yeah.
So then they had to go back and the deleted scene is that, and then them going and getting more money somehow, and then coming back, and then the girls have taken it, which is the scene that we see. So, and then because of both of these things, Max explodes on her. They keep that scene of him exploding. They just cut out the first part where they have to like go out and
my God, they should have kept
if
it.
it seems like a bit of an overreaction on Max's part, that's why. It's because there's this extra thing here.
It's great. Their day has been crappy enough where it perfectly makes sense that I just think of it as like, yo, he just really wants to kiss that girl. And honestly, same, bro. I would have been that feral at your age too. If I had gone through highway traffic, a chase, undislocating my friend's arm, like if I had a day like his and I'm like at the finish line and then someone tells me no, I'm popping off on the Best Buy employee. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. While I'm on the topic of deleted scenes also, and because we mentioned the crash, apparently in a deleted scene as well, it is revealed that Lily and Hannah actually missed their concert.
Dude.
Because
they should have, by the way.
The heavy traffic caused by the accident Thor, Max, and Lucas caused. They, of course, are not aware of the fact that the three boys caused it, as seeing as how amicable they are towards them at the end. They clearly still took the Molly, but they did not end up at their concert. And so they are like particularly adamant about Thor singing because they missed their concert.
Wow.
I am so sad they deleted any of these scenes.
I know.
These are so good.
This movie's an hour and 20 minutes. This is the one time where I'm like, oh, put these scenes back in. I'll take a slightly longer movie for this.
I'll take a longer movie for these. I want the satisfaction.
Hell yeah,
absolutely. Man. Oh, what could have been?
What could
Yo,
have
release the Rogan cut.
Yeah, we need the Rogan cut.
Give me all the scenes.
I want the Rogan cut.
We need the Rogan cut for sure. So,
oh man,
so frat house scene.
Amazing, by the way.
Amazing.
Was it?
Well, I think it's amazing because of one particular scene, which again is a product of Lucas.
What, just all the paintball shit?
No, not the paintball shit. That's great too. That Max just has Max goes
full
aim.
Unhinged, and he like, this is an armed robbery.
Yeah, he goes
I'm getting that Molly.
full Chris Kyle and snipes
here.
every single one of their ball sacks. Except for the dude, the idiot dude who sells them the drugs. I forget his name. He gets domed.
It was a loose trigger. It was a misfire.
Yeah, that was a misfire.
Beamed in the eye, though.
My favorite part of this whole thing is before it all pops off, when the kids are sitting on the couch and the guy is like get ready to give them the drugs. And they tell him that Hannah was the one when it was the only thing that would have happened to not have him relinquish the drugs. And he goes, "Oh, tell Hannah she can suck my dick." And then Max goes, "Oh, you shouldn't speak about a woman like that." And the guy laughs and he goes, and then he looks back at the kids and he goes, points at Max, goes, "You can suck my dick." And he points at Thor and he goes, "And you can suck my dick." And then there's a pause and then Lucas goes, "Well, what am I supposed to do?"
For the beanbag boys, we do everything together.
To sit here? And then he looks at his two friends because they look at him like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And he goes, "We're the beanbag boys. We do everything together." And like all the college dudes look at him, and the guy who looks at him, and the guy who just woke up from being high on the couch next to him and took the fat rip of the bong looks at him, and they're like, "What? We're the beanbag boys."
We're the beanbag boys. Of course we do everything together.
I love that. Lucas is a treasure.
Speaking of this moment, I was watching my friend earlier, and he made a pretty cool point that we debated it, and we decided that the script writers are smart enough to like make commentary on this. So there's this how do I refer to it? I guess like I'll say like sociological theory, for lack of like a more coherent term, of adultification, with reference to Lucas, where we think it's making commentary on how black kids and other children of color are just like adultified and not seen as kids in a lot of contexts. They're just seen as more adult for out of necessity or one reason or another, whatever like inherent bias a person would have, right? And I was thinking about it, as like, when Lucas walks into the frat house, whatever this loser's name is, he's like, "Oh, kid number one, kid number two. Hey, I saw you in econ. What's up, man?" So I'm like, okay. He's also just like a big kid. So like, okay, well, he thinks he's from econ for some fucking reason. And in this scene, this drug dealer talks to Max and Thor as kids, and he only addresses them because he's like, "You two are the problem. Like, you're the kids in my room right now. I don't care about the other adults in the room." And he's like shoved Lucas into like that adult realm. So that was like a really cool point that my friend made. And then I think we really hammers it home at the end of the movie, where you look at Lucas's attire, where he's just kind of dressed up as a dad. He's just got khakis, a button down, a tie, and his little like cardigan. And I'm like, because the entire time we were like, is that just like an accidental thing they stumbled upon? And then we kept watching. I was like, nah, this movie's way too smart to do that accidentally. They knew exactly what they were talking about. That was some real social commentary they were tapping into.
You're talking about the after party, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think they were tapping into some social commentary about the adultification of black kids. So shout out to Seth Rogen and his crew if that's the case. I choose to believe so.
Shout out to a white guy with a weird laugh.
With a very iconic laugh. Fuck.
Seth Rogen is the closest thing the real world has to a One Piece laughing tick.
Oh shit. Oda, you need to get a Seth Rogen inspired character on the show.
Okay. Joking, but not really. Seth Rogen should play Jaguar Diesel.
But why?
Well,
I feel like Saul can be goofy.
I can kind of see it. I'm not entirely opposed to this.
We like the Seth Rogen Saul pick.
We'd have to gigantify him, but
we're gonna have to do that anyway when we get Dory and Broggy.
Yeah. I'm not entirely opposed to this. This isn't the worst take.
I feel like he's got the energy for it. He's got the range.
Yeah. I mean, I can see it.
But anyway, back to this thing. So we acquire drugs. We hand them off to the girls. They drive off. The boys are left there. Mission completed, but with there's some casualties here. Lucas had to compromise on his morality, and Thor got punched in the fucking face.
Thor got literally punched in the fucking face.
Thor got fucking decked, and honestly, I mean, he got off easy in terms of actual injury. In terms of what happened to him,
he took a full fist to the face from
Well,
from a grown man.
I'm talking about the physical injury. Like, he definitely walked it off like a champ, but like to only have that like small bruise on his cheek, like that's I mean, he got off easy for sure. It looked like he should have had a full black eye from that, but we're chilling. And so the boys are a bit on edge. Max gets the call from his dad. He's on his way. Now it's time to get Lucas makes the good point of, well, only the drone needs to be there. We don't necessarily have to be there. So we fly the drone back. We get it there safely. But Max eviscerates everything in his fucking house.
Yeah, he does.
What a sturdy drone, by the way, that it just has katanas for wings. Or
I know,
whatever.
those things are hyper sharpened, dude. Even something like the flowers that he cuts through, like there's no shot. All those wings are fucking, those rotors are snapped.
Yeah,
absolutely.
If it's anything else if it's made from anything besides like carbon, fiber, or steel, or whatever.
Also, $550 sounds like a lot of money for a drone. It's not. Also, that drone definitely. That drone definitely does not have a 1 3/4 radius or range.
Yeah,
There's no fucking shot.
I was saying that. I was like, I couldn't even believe a drone could have like up to a mile radius of
they can have
connectivity
on the high
let
end,
alone pushing 2.
On the high end, several $1,000 drones can have several miles worth of range. That happens.
That does happen. That's possible.
A $550 drone you buy a knockoff Walmart is not going to have a nearly 2 mile range. Not even close.
My Mavic Air, I think, has like a 1.1 mile radius. It's like just over a mile.
Yeah. And how much did that run you?
Insane. That was like an $800 drone.
Yeah. So
insane.
Yeah, $550 is not going to get you a drone that ranges you 2 miles. So I mean,
unless maybe the drone market's gotten better in recent years. I just don't think it's gotten that much better.
I don't think so. I don't think 5 years ago drone technology was that much better or affordable. So we get the drone back. And the drone, great condition. The rest of the house, not great condition.
Fucking destroyed, demolished.
Destroyed.
I love the fact too that they go through the chimney because the window was closed, and they do this bit where all the soot from the chimney like covered the camera and everything, and then I don't know, maybe it was like Lucas or Thor, one of them's like, you just gotta feel it, Max. You just gotta feel it. He's like, I can do this.
I know the house where like the charging like the back of my hand.
Like, what are you talking about? You're fucking flying blind, man. What are you talking about? You don't have a sense for how far you're going, how fast? Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, you got hit with a permanent squid item from Mario Kart, I mean, and it was just completely flying blind, basically. So, yeah, utter nonsense. Drone should have broke. No way he lands it on the drone charging port in the first place. Whatsoever. All of it completely unbelievable. But here we are. It's a movie. We suspend our disbelief for this one moment, I guess. And then so we get that now. Unfortunately, this causes a bit of tension because Max is now also in a bad mood. And so he's throwing out insults, especially at Thor. And Lucas catches a bit of stray. And another great quote is that for some reason, in the middle of the three boys arguing, we cut to some old homeless guy walking on the street, looking at them. And Lucas goes, "What the fuck are you looking at, Gandalf?"
Holy shit, dude. Okay, when I tell you, all right, that's my favorite quote of the movie.
Is it really?
It actually is.
Oh, wow.
It came out of left field, and when Lucas just said that shit, I was like, holy hell, that's good.
Yeah, the emphasis on that fuck. What the fuck are you looking at?
He had the same emphasis on that F as Draco Malfoy puts on the P in Potter.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Also, I'm sorry to bring this back to this. I promise it'll be real quick. The whole adultification thing I brought up. Me and my friend are like, oh, is this movie smart enough to do that? Then the frat boy who comes out back and says, she dropped the charges and then gets like beamed. We were like, okay, yeah, no, this movie is definitely smart enough to make that commentary.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, that was great.
Just had to bring that back.
She dropped the charges.
She dropped the charges.
Immediately gets domed.
You know what? Honestly, deserves it.
I
don't know what she got
I'm
accused
glad.
of doing, but fuck you.
Yeah, I'm not sure why she dropped the charges, but he probably did whatever it was.
Yeah, whatever the charges were originally for, I trust her. I believe her.
Yeah.
I know nothing about the situation. I trust her.
Yeah. For sure.
For sure.
So then unfortunately this causes a bit of a rift in the Beanbag Boys, and everybody goes home. And there's kind of, we get different interactions with their parents now. Max is obviously grounded for life, quote unquote, and we kind of talked about how his dad he hates him, but he loves him, and he's not dad anymore. He's Warden. We had an interesting scene with Thor just chilling in his room, and his mom comes in and goes, "Oh, I just got off the phone with Max's mom, and he says he went out alone." Very heavy emphasis on the alone, to the mall and skipped school and blah blah blah. And she's like, "Make sure you don't ever do anything stupid like that." And Thor's like, "Oh yeah, I promise, Mom." And so the good guy Max is taking the fall for, well, at least Thor, because Lucas, on the other hand, has given up the goat in every excruciating detail to both of his parents. To the point where it's so detailed and elaborate that his dad doesn't think he's even telling the truth. He thinks this is just some big elaborate story that he's telling in order to try and get his parents back together again.
You know what I think about it? Lucas really was a snitch, huh?
Lucas was a bit of a too honest in some ways.
I agree. Justin, this is definitely
Catholic guilt, bro. The Catholic guilt was strong in him, right?
Yeah, Justin just not able to keep secrets, as evidenced by our One Piece podcast. Go listen to One Piece from the Line.
Lucas is very concerned about getting to heaven, all right?
Yeah.
Now I know why Dare worked.
Especially on Justin. So falling out, then the parents, and now we flash forward a couple of hours because this is still the night of the kissing party, and Lucas rolls up on Max's house in the scariest mask he can find.
I can't believe he owns that mask. What purpose does Lucas of all people have to own that mask, bro?
Don't know. Could not tell you.
I mean, it just looks cool, man.
No, dude, that was scary to me as a grown man. What is Lucas doing
jump
with that?
scared?
I think everyone got jump scared.
I'm not. I didn't get jump scared, but I was surprised that Lucas owned that mask.
Oh, look at me! I'm Max. I'm too cool to get scared.
All right, well, let's calm down a little bit here. So we sneak out. Oh, sorry. You go ahead.
No, I was gonna say. You know what I just thought of? We still got Baby Christian's voicemail. We should compare Max's voice to Baby Christian's voice to see if it matches.
Oh, well, I mean, if you're referring to my voicemail has been changed for about a year or so now. That soundbite does not exist anymore, and I don't think there's a way to salvage it. I did not have the forethought to keep it in any capacity, so that
you're a fucking animal. How dare you?
I am a bit of an animal for that. Yeah,
that was a time capsule, and you fucking destroyed it.
Yeah, that would have been a good soundbite to have spliced in here, but I am a fool and I did not save that. So for the audience at home, for the longest time, because I didn't need to, had my voicemail box recording set to the version of me that first did it when I got my very first cell phone back in 7th grade at the ripe old age of 12.
Yeah.
11?
When I tell you people, this dude sounded like he was a fucking troll doll. He was so adorable. Sounds nothing like the guy.
Yeah, it was to the point where so that was 7th grade. I would have been about 12 years old, Christian. 11, 12 years old. I'm currently a 27-year-old man. I got rid of it last year when I was a 26-year-old man. So for about 14 years, maybe 15, I was rocking this voicemail because I didn't need to change it. I just was not working anywhere. Nobody was calling me in a professional capacity. The couple of times that I did get calls from like bosses or something like that, it was like part-time jobs. And basically every single time they would be like, oh, it's so cute that you let your little brother do your voicemail. So for a long time, I kept it that way for the novelty of it. But I starting a professional internship, I had to change it, and I did not do myself or anyone the courtesy of keeping the soundbite or recording it in any way to keep that time capsule. So
I think I already knew this, but now I'm re-devastated. How dare you do this to me?
I will re-apologize. It was a lapse in judgment, a lapse of thought in my part, and I will never live it down.
Fucking monster. I can't even decide what to have for breakfast in the morning. How could you let that go?
All right. On that note, we make it to the kissing party where everyone kind of does their own things here. Thor opens up with the beer that he stole from the convenience store earlier, and he is ripe to prove himself. And he does. He takes a whopping 4 sips. And honestly,
4 sips, baby.
If I was Thor, I'd have kept going.
I think he was suffering, man. Like he needed a minute.
I feel like Thor had more in him.
You think he had more in him?
I think
he could have pushed for the 5th. Anymore, he's puking on the carpet.
I think he was pushing puke territory on 4 already. I think maybe he could have taken the 5th, but it would have been risky.
Yeah. I think he could have gone for the 5th one.
Fucking like the miraculous, like the 4th one was already impossible. The 5th one would be fucking insanity.
Yeah, just make sure you've put the Soren firmly in his place with his measly 3 sips. Thinking that was going to stand when Thor's here.
When the fucking Thor is around.
When the Thor is on the scene. So Thor gets 4 sips, becomes the life of the party. Lucas sees 2 people kiss for the first time in real life and is disgusted, and so goes upstairs and plays VR instead. Thor soon joins, not because he's disgusted, but because he just realizes this isn't his crowd. And also the spin the bottle lands on him when it's Brixley's turn, and he doesn't want to do that to Max. So
that was what I was gonna say. I'm pretty sure he left because he was like, I'm gonna do my boy a favor right now.
Yeah,
be like, this is for me, guys.
Okay, in Lucas's defense, bro, why was there so much spit in that kiss? There was like a string of saliva that broke away from these 2 kids. I was grossed out a little bit.
What do you mean,
bro? Yeah, shit happens. What do you want?
When you're an observer, it's gross. It's different when you're like,
well, why are you fucking hyperfixating on other people taking a mag? Like, why just?
Well, I mean, considering that, like, it's in my direct line of sight in the camera as an audience observing, like, I can't help but notice, man. Like, they wanted me to see it.
I don't feel like this is a thing that needs to. All this does is reinforce Justin equals Lucas in my eyes now.
Every passing minute, I'm seeing more and more Lucas energy.
Yeah, I'm wondering that if Justin had been 12 years old at the time of the filming of this movie, if he would have just been a better actor choice than
he definitely would have looked at those guys and been like, guys. Like, you just spit all over each other. What was that?
What the fuck? Yeah.
Okay, if Warrior is allowed to be based on Brendan's life, why can't Good Boys be based on my life, right?
Oh, well, yeah.
What a fucking callback. I hate
shit.
Brendan couldn't even get straight who he was in that movie after a while.
That's how much of an impact and influence he was. He was a little bit of everyone. He was a little bit of Brendan and everyone.
The real
in that
spoilers
movie.
that I'm always the alcoholic.
Yeah, that is the point here, I guess, huh? Fucking hell. Oh god. And then Max gets to kiss Brixley because Thor gives up his spot, and so for some reason that automatically makes it Max's turn instead.
Max's turn or something.
Whatever. Plot. Who cares?
No plot. He grew a second pair of nuts. He was like, Brixley, can I kiss you? And then she consented, and he was bam. They did it, and then they went out for like, I don't know, a week or something.
Like 2 weeks. Max.
So then we get like a little montage of what we're supposed to be seeing them as like they finally drifted apart and like they're growing up, they're doing their own things. Like Lucas has become a scab. Thor becomes like a fucking a musical sensation at like his school or whatever. Max starts dating like all sorts of people because his hormones are going crazy. Then we cut to the present, the quote unquote present, and we find out that the time jump that we just witnessed took the span of like a month and a half.
Yeah. 1 month.
Okay, but like when you're their age, a month is a long time. All right.
I just found it so funny that Max went through like 2 big, like sobbing breakups and is on his 3rd try in the span of like 4 weeks. Come on.
Yeah. Poor dude.
Jesus.
Poor dude.
I can't help but feel like a large part of why you didn't get up with Brixley was the anal beads.
The anal beads, yeah. After she wasn't a big fan of the anal beads, I don't think.
Yeah. Sorry, I talked over you, Justin. What did you say?
I think Scout might be the one though. That the 3rd girl he's dating.
Oh, did she have a name?
Yeah, her name was Scout.
Yeah, it was Scout.
Oh, I totally missed that.
I thought that was super dope. I was like, wow,
like 2 or 3 times.
Oh, I missed it each time then.
Speaking of the musical, Brendan, I need to know your opinion on the musical, particularly with Thor taking 2 bumps.
What'd you feel? What'd you feel about the changes? I mean, I don't know if you know the actual Rock of Ages musical or not, but
I am familiar with Rock of Ages. Yeah.
What'd you think of the modifications that the music teacher made to the Rock of Ages performance?
Brother, I had a great time. Are you kidding me? Thor killed it. Are you kidding me? What kind of question is that? It was fantastic.
Well, okay, so I mean, maybe you have to educate me here a little bit. I'm unfamiliar with Rock of Ages.
Same.
I'm a little early in my musical journey. Do they do copious amounts of cocaine and also die in the musical, or is that? Is that true?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You know, Rock of Ages. Well, you can see the movie version of it. It has fucking who's the fucking asshole from Get Him to the Greek, the one that no one likes anymore.
Don't know what you're referencing.
Ben Stiller.
No, Get Him to the Greek. It has Jonah Hill and then the guy I'm talking about.
The British guy, Russell Brand.
Russell Brand. He's in it. He plays a main character. I'm trying to remember who the fuck else is in that movie. It was either like Kurt Russell or John Goodman or some shit like that. I should look this up actually. But yeah, no, it's just about drugs and corporations trying to take over the city, and then the drug addicts win in the end.
But do they actively take drugs in the musical and then like die at the end?
Well, okay, maybe they don't do that, but like I like this version of it. Like it's like very heavily implied. Yeah.
I just need to know. So I'm wondering like really what modification. I assumed that Rock of Ages didn't have copious amounts of drug usage involved, and then this clearly drug addict music teacher who visited Holly Weird for a little bit.
Brother, I think you're misunderstanding. He picked Rock of Ages because he's a drug addict.
No, he says earlier in the film that he made his own modifications to Rock of Ages.
Yes, probably because he's a drug addict.
I believe that too. I do believe that, but all I'm saying is there were definitely drug addicts within Rock of Ages.
All right,
I promise you this. I can promise you this. Were they dumping their faces in the coke mid song? Probably not. No, but
well, yeah. I mean that means that was probably the modification that my guy made here.
Also, I'm re-looking at this cast list. Holy fuck! I forgot how many like known people were in this movie. It was Alec Baldwin, Bryan Cranston, God. Tom Cruise, Paul Giamatti. Fucking look at this cast list is insane. Actually, Will Forte or whatever you say his last name.
He's in this movie.
Is he in this movie? Oh really? Oh, he was in Rock of Ages.
That's Max's dad. It's Will Forte.
Yeah, he was in Rock. Catherine Zeta-Jones. Holy fuck, dude! There's a lot of fucking.
That's a stacked cast.
I remember being fine.
Did you guys pick up on this? So after the musical teacher or whatever director is cheering in his little corner or whatever, he does a key bump, right?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't initially interpret that as him doing a bump of coke. Someone had to explain that to me.
How you didn't?
I didn't see any white powder, and I just saw him sniff, and I was like, "Oh, is he doing like sniffing salts or something? That's weird."
No, yeah, he definitely took a bump.
Someone had to explain to me it was a key bump. I was like, "Oh, okay." I learned. Just if you ever need a platform I'm gonna stop.
Let's. In terms of the montage, the only other thing that I want to mention is that I really enjoyed the like prison workout regimen that Max went through.
But
I mean that was funny in and of itself. But his ultimate goal, because it had been a running gag throughout the film, was he wanted to be able to open the pill bottles by himself. at the very end of that montage, the last scene of him in his room is him successfully opening a pill bottle.
Good for him.
I didn't catch that. That's awesome.
I thought it was increcible. I was
also,
already...
I appreciate you describing it exactly as I did, as a prison workout.
Yeah, because he's grounded, dude. He's stuck in his room. What else are you gonna do? I'm getting flashbacks of Uncle Iroh in Avatar.
Oh my god! Oh,
they have different goals, but the same way of getting to them.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we watched Rock of Ages with everyone. Honestly, you explaining that Rock of Ages already has a heavy influence or a heavy drug thing makes me wonder less why the adults in the room weren't as against Rock of Ages as I thought, because all of the blatant drug use that they do on stage, I was like, why aren't the parents annoyed about this? Like, presumably, I don't know. They show a couple get kind of disgusted. I don't remember if it was Thor's mom and then I guess his dad or not, but they show some couple be disgusted when he like stumbles out of the outhouse and dies on stage. But for the most part, everyone else is about it. And now you describing actual Rock of Ages makes much more sense.
Yeah, no, I mean there was definitely, I mean, in case it's unclear, a lot of rock bands used copious amounts of drugs back in the day. I
understand. I just didn't think that
sex, drugs, and rock and roll, baby.
Correct.
Yeah. So we got the after party where the Beanbag Boys meet up again after a month. They're talking, they're updating each other on their lives. What's going on, what's happening now, and they come to the sort of conclusion that while they have other friends now, they still will be checking in on each other and they're still friends and they're Beanbag Boys for life. And what better
Beanbag Boys for life?
What better way to celebrate than a ride on Max's parents' sex swing?
I want to know what does his sister know? Because she seems to know more than they do, and that scares me.
Yeah, apparently she knows everything. Annabelle is her name.
Yeah, Annabelle, what have you seen, girl? Like, are you on the internet? Are you more chronically online than them, or like, what's going on?
Yeah, she teleports into the room. And she goes, "That's a sex swing. People sex on it.
People sex on it." And they all go like,
Oh. Incredible. And that's Good Boys.
That's our movie.
That is Good Boys. What great boys in this movie. What a great film.
Yeah.
What a ride.
Absolutely
what a roller
amazing.
coaster.
I can't believe IMDb rates this movie at 6.7. They're all wrong. This movie is 10 out of 10 in my heart.
Oh boy.
I still think it's a 7. I landed as the jokes are great. The plot from A, B to C, I don't know. I wasn't as brought in as maybe some others might be overall.
You've lost touch with your inner child, bro.
Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
I laughed at everything I was supposed to laugh at. Did I like the story from start to finish? I can't say I loved every bit of the story from start to finish. No, I thought I kind of slogged at some point.
This is what happens when you turn 30.
This is what it's like to feel 30.
It's like chewing 5. Like, this is what it's like to chew 5 gum.
This is what it's like to chew 5 gum. Stimulate your childhood.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I wait till I tell you what the Letterboxd average is later.
Oh boy. Here we go.
Yeah.
Well, before we get there, hold on. It's my time, baby.
Hey-o.
Assuming it is my time. Is it my time? Do I get to? It's fucking thank God. All right.
Is that a High School Musical song?
No, I'm thinking of
what is that?
I'm thinking of John Cena entrance. It was like, my time is here. My time is now. Time is now.
Anyway, It's your time, Brandon. I don't know what I'm thinking of, but
all right. Well, with my time, I will take this opportunity since we have 2 people tonight. We have a multi-guest, and you know what? I think the last time we did this, Justin went second. So for this evening, I would like to do 2 things. Number 1, we're doing Price is Right rules.
Okay.
And I would like Justin to go first.
Okay.
So, Justin, if you're unfamiliar, because I feel like Christian probably knows what Price is Right rules are. If you're unfamiliar, Price is Right rules are closest without going over. So,
I always hated those rules. Understood.
Okay. So do not go over is not the one that gets closest. Closest without going over the budget number. Justin. This is a coming of age comedy made by the production company owned, I believe, or at least largely owned by Seth Rogen and the people in his camp. Made by the people who made Superbad. Made by the people who made probably other coming of age comedy movies from back in the day. This is obviously a bit of a smaller picture. No CGI. None of the characters in this, other than maybe a couple of the parents, are of particular note or notoriety. So with all that in mind, Justin, what do you think that a movie like this, in terms of budget, would have originally been pitched at?
Okay, you're paying a bunch of no-name child actors. Biggest names are that Coat guy or Fort guy, and then Claire Bear, aka Hannah. Practical effects. They had to probably use a little bit of CGI for the traffic. Any stunt work? Maybe a little.
I mean, that was that one time that Lucas got thrown into a fucking car, you know?
I want to say this movie was made for relatively cheap. It's just, what is relatively cheap in 2024 or 2019, excuse me. I'm going to say $20 million.
Okay. You feel good about that number?
Sure. But I'm locking it in.
All right, you're locking it in. All right, Christian, we're on to you, buddy. Okay, so same rules apply, the same preamble. The rules are closest without going over.
I'm in mostly the same boat as Justin. I don't think I feel like there's a chance he could have overshot it by a little bit.
Okay.
I could like heavily Prices Right him and go $20 million and $1.
You want to play that game?
I'd probably, or 21 million, because they probably aren't going to do it reported in much less than an extra million. But
I mean, I'll tell you what, if it could be 20.1, or there could be decimals in this. That is a possibility.
Do you have a lower significance number than like just 20 million or 30 million? Like, do you have like the thousands number?
I have decimals to the first decimal place. Yes.
Like cents?
No, not cents, but just like millions, but with a decimal next
or hundreds,
to it.
Whatever
like 20 point something.
Yes. Correct.
I see. Okay. I kind of want to Price It Right and go 20.1.
Do it. You want to Price It Right?
I kind of want to Price It Right and go 20.1. I was going, before he said anything, and before this was even a Price Is Right thing, I was thinking to myself that this budget might be somewhere closer in the neighborhood of like 14 or 15 million, but because we're Price Is Righting this, I'm gonna Price Is Right him and go $20.1 million.
Ooh, okay, so for those keeping track at home, that means that quite literally Justin's only answer here has to be exactly 20 million, or Christian wins, or it's a wash if they're both over.
Yeah.
All right. Well, are you locking in, Christian?
I'm locking in $20.1 million.
All right. Well, you guys aren't gonna fucking believe this.
Oh,
Justin, you nailed it, buddy.
Let's go.
Oh my God, really?
It was exactly $20 million.
Oh, wow.
I'm so big brain.
Wow.
That was an incredible play.
Holy.
It didn't matter. Forget the Price Is Right rules. Justin said, what's the fucking number? I'll tell you what the number is. It's 20, baby. And you were right. You were exactly right.
Wow. That's a first. Nobody's ever gotten it right on the head.
That is finally a first for this, because we don't count the one time that you fucking lied to me.
Well, it was for the bit. I owned up to it immediately afterward.
I am so pumped. This is incredible. Justin, you didn't lie to me, did you?
No, I know nothing about this movie.
I'm so fucking pumped right now.
Justin, please tell me.
This is incredible. This is the greatest. I don't even know why I try to reinvent the fucking game. We're never adding Prices Right in. We're going right back to tried and true. Trying to add spice. What spice? Just name the fucking number, baby. That's right.
Excellent. I love it. Oh, can you do it twice though?
Absolutely,
dude. Okay, all right. So I did give a little bit of maybe like a red herring when I said that I had decimals. So the truth is, I do have decimals, but the budget did not have a significant figure on the decimal. But the box office might. Okay. So I don't wanna like double red herring you, but there is some truth to what I said, is all I'm getting at.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being in mind, Justin, since you were the greatest fucking winner, since your penis was the biggest of the evening, well, what say you to the box office representation of this film? Now, mind you, as we always say, it is essentially considered a movie that makes money when it makes roughly 2 times its budget, and it is a slam dunk when you make more money after that. So, Justin, how much money did this fucking movie make? I believe in you, man.
Ask? I know it was released in 2019. Can I get the release date, like month?
I can give you the release date. Do you want it?
Yes, please.
Okay. The original release date, according to this, which I want to know what this acronym means.
Are you looking at SXSW? That's South by Southwest. Yeah.
Okay, so it was originally released at a special movie
screening of a special movie screening of a convention known as South by Southwest. The general release date is the August release date.
Yes.
August of 2019. Okay, so COVID wasn't really impacting it back then. There's no way it's in theaters that long. This movie probably broke even though it would break my heart if it did. So I'm gonna hold on. It needs to make double its budget to be good.
You can do this.
I'm gonna say $50 million.
$50 million. That's what you want to lock in at?
I'm locking in.
No fancy shit. You think we only made a little money? That's all we did.
I think so. I think this movie did not perform as well as it should have.
Okay. All right. That's fair. We just reviewed, Warrior recently, and that criminally didn't even make its budget. So I can respect that take.
Awful.
Insane.
Now, Christian.
Hey.
I'm deleting Price is Right rules. We don't fucking need it. All right. We have nothing but hype. This is all hype now. All right. I need you. If maybe Justin didn't get this, but you can still get this,
right,
and make it a 2 for 2 for the evening. Between 2 fucking brain cells this afternoon, all right? So, or maybe he got it. Maybe I'm underselling him. Either way, what do you think, Christian? He thinks only a little bit more than break even, right?
He does. I think this movie did do good, like way better than that.
Okay.
This movie has the benefit of having a track record without having a track record based off of the people who made it and the movies that came before it. A la Superbad, Neighbors, Sausage Party, all of these films that were made by Seth Rogen and his similar associates. So, and all of these movies did very well. I know that. I don't know numbers for them, but I know that all of those movies did well. So I would imagine that Good Boys probably followed suit. Maybe not as much so because it's a different classification, different style of movie than the aforementioned ones. So
yes, my
guess is going to be a lot higher. I'm going to say Good Boys did substantially well at a nice round $100 million.
A nice round $100 million. That's where you stand at, right?
That's what I'm going to lock in, Brendan.
Okay, gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
It was 111.2. You were so close.
Wow.
You were so close.
Whoa.
How dare you fall short of the finish line and take this from me?
How
dare you?
It's so
you
hard.
Ruined it. You're so fucking stupid. I'm just
this part is even harder than the budget number.
It is objectively harder.
I'm happy to be wrong because I'm glad this movie did well. I just, no one in my life or in my circles like spoke about it.
Yeah, I am upset. If I had a time machine and I can only use it for one thing, I would tell my 2019 self to go watch Good Boys in theaters.
Same.
I would tell my 2019 self to see this movie.
I would. That is what I would use this for. I bet this shit was a riot in the movie theater.
Hell yeah,
being around other people laughing at this shit, I would have enjoyed that so thoroughly.
The last time I remember being in theaters for a comedy and it was a riot in the theaters was it was a Adam Sandler movie. It was like Adam Sandler and all his comedy friends. It was it was like a family reunion kind of thing. Not best friends and their family reunion. So it was Adam Sandler, his family, Chris Rock, his family, Kevin Feige, his family.
I know. You're talking about Grown Ups.
Thank you, Grown Ups. Grown Ups was the last time I saw comedy in theaters, and the entire theater was dying. And that's like a memory burned into my mind. I remember that so vividly. I would also tell myself, though, 2019 me, go see that movie in theaters with the homies, preferably, and just start crying in your seats because it's so funny.
All right.
Incredible.
Thank you, Brendan, for that. I am astounded that for the first time and very happy that if on any movie it was going to be Good Boys.
It was going to be Good Boys.
That somebody nailed the budget. That's incredible.
it was really good. That I honestly, I still can't believe it.
Excellent.
How amazing,
work, Justin.
No, pay attention to the fact that I've been saying $20 million for the past 3 episodes.
Nobody's nobody's
we don't
checking.
talk about that.
Nobody's checking. So all right, well, let's see if we can replicate. We can keep that energy up for Letterboxd reviews, baby.
Oh boy,
can we keep the ball rolling on good guesses?
Now, I have a question. Are we gonna do 1 and 1, or are we both gonna give star ratings per review?
You're both gonna give a star rating for review.
Okay, I just want to double check. I just want to make sure.
I'm gonna have you both
step on nobody's toes.
Yeah. I will say across the board that Letterboxd reviewers across every review on the platform, the average star rating for Good Boys is a measly 3.1.
Animals.
Wow.
Animals, all of them.
Yeah, very. I mean, it falls in line with IMDb rating. You know, you take 3 out of 5. That's a 6 out of 10. So it's a little below the IMDb. What was it? 6.7.
IMDb kind of gave it like a soft 7.
Yeah, it's like a 6.7 on IMDb. So it falls a little short. And I think, I think it falls short generally on the quality of this movie. I think that this is a better movie than a 6 out of 10. But Letterboxd reviewers
$20 million budget makes $111 million, and we're saying this is a 7.3 movie.
Yeah.
Okay,
well, here's the
I
thing.
I don't rate a movie based on how much money it makes. I rate a movie based on how much I appreciate
have to make that money for a reason. That's all I'm saying here.
Right. Well, here's
course.
the thing. People on Letterboxd, obviously, like Brendan says, not paying attention to the money specifically. They're concerned, and maybe in some ways, I'm not going to fault people for having the opinion that maybe this is a slightly too raunchy film to be involving kids in and like having kids in these certain situations. I don't have a problem with it. I think they toe the line quite well in terms of the way that they treat the raunchy stuff and how the kids react to it. And even their misuse of sex toys and stuff like that, I think is all fine. But I can see clearly where people would end up not liking this movie over that. So, and I'm not going to fault them. I'm just going to call them animals. That being said, I have 6 Letterboxd reviews. The first one, which is the most liked one on letterboxd.com, says, I stand 1 anti-drug campaigning, grilled cheese loving, community protecting, and accident prone legend named Lucas.
Me. I was definitely accident prone as a kid.
I give that that's a bona fide 4 out of 5.
I'll go to 4.5.
Ooh, yeah. I started off with a bit of a bamboozler for this one, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. This, despite being the most liked and with that outstanding review of Lucas, this reviewer gave it only a 3 stars.
Incredible. Fucking what a fucking wild personality. What an asshole.
Yeah, just a real a real piece of shit, just jerking me around like that.
really jerking me around like that.
Yeah. Next review. Those boys, they were so good. That's the review. It says sniffles in brackets at the beginning. So my stage
I want to rate the review and rate the review a 1.
Wow.
What an awful review.
Wow, you said those boys were so good.
He's being patronizing to the title. Yeah, he's being patronizing to the title for sure. I'm not going all in on the 1. I think I'll do a 2-star. That feels 2-star energy.
Oh no, sorry, that was me rating the person who wrote that. Actual review for that person.
Yeah, what do you think?
You know what?
Go on.
He's probably right with the 2. I'll commit to the 1. I'll say it's a 1.
Okay, well there you go. There we are.
We're back.
I love this.
Oh no! Are we at the other end of the spectrum?
You guys bamboozled yourself on this
There's
one.
There's no shot.
No.
Yeah. This person really thought those boys were good boys. That was a 4-star review.
Oh my god!
Oh, for fuck's sake!
I agree with their opinion, but their review is bad.
Those boys are so good.
Oh god!
Get better material on whoever you are. Get out of here.
Yeah, get better material. Get off the stage.
Boo!
Take some pointers from Lucas. He can teach you a thing or two.
Let's see what this one does for you. I've got a review that's kind of in the same vein. Maybe you guys will be able to lock this one down. This reviewer says, misleading title. These kids were fucking stupid brats. All in caps, brats. Nothing good about them. And then not one, not two, but 4 middle finger emojis.
Wow, that person is okay. That person is passionate. Possibly too much for what this movie is, but
I can't I can't in good conscience guess anything other than a half a star. Like I can't. That has to be the lowest reviewed like action I have ever heard on this website. If it's not a half star, if you come back to me and tell me that is the 5-star review in this fucking list, I will turn my recording on. Like, that's just what's gonna happen.
I will turn my recording off.
I'm feeling the 2. I feel like people don't drop. I feel like reviewers generally don't get down in the mud enough. So I feel like 2 is generally how low they go more often than not. So I'll stick with the 2.
Well, boys, I have some bad news for you.
Don't
for
you,
fuck's sakes.
Don't you do it.
This reviewer gave it the same number of stars as the last one and gave it a 4-star review.
What do you
At
mean?
least it wasn't 5. At least it was. I was sweating. I was sweating.
I don't normally do this because normally we trust our messenger here, but I thought maybe there would be some incredulity to this being an actual 4-star review. So there's a screenshot of the Letterboxd review. It is of the 4-star of the 4-star review where
this
it says
coming in with the receipts because we were like, we don't believe you.
I did not think for a second you would believe me. I know it's come my credibility has come into question only like 1 or 2 other times, but I thought for sure this one would be the one.
Wow.
Yeah.
What?
One star for each middle finger.
That was the code.
You know
Yeah.
what?
That was the code.
I think I hate it more. I think I hate it more now that you pointed that. That revelation has made me more angry.
You, Hoover, with your fucking TED profile picture for the movie. Who even fucking likes Mark Wahlberg? Fuck that guy.
All right, I got 3 more. Maybe we can pick it up in the back half. You guys ready?
I'm like I don't have faith. I think my mojo's out, but we can try.
Oh, come on.
I'm just here for vibes. That there's no winning. It's all.
Come on, guys.
Bro.
I will try. I just don't have a lot of faith.
All right, here. Try this one on for size.
Yes.
My 10th watch, and I've defended it since day 1. It's literally impossible not to enjoy. Don't know why I showed this to my Catholic grandmother, though.
That's a 3. You can't trick me. That's a 3.
I know. There's no way. There's no way, man. There's just no way. That's like.
I hope you prove me wrong, but
what a whiplash, dude. Why did you put these back to back? Are there any emojis? Did this guy have like a fucking
Letterboxd
prayer hand
reviewers
somewhere?
can't be trusted.
No emojis.
Are there like 2 prayer hands? All right.
Letterboxd reviewers can't be trusted with their reviews. This is a 3.
This is a 5. It's got to be 5.
They're
It's
going to call it cinema and then give it the most mid rating possible.
No, it's 5. I refuse. I'm not. You know what? If I'm wrong, I don't care. They're wrong. Once again, they're the ones who are fucking wrong.
I respect that energy wholeheartedly. I respect that energy.
Well,
but it's a 3.
This is the energy Brendan always ends up at by the time Letterboxd is over. Like, they're fucking wrong. They're stupid and they don't know what they're talking about every time. That's great. Fortunately, one of you was right this time, and it was Brendan. Brendan got the 5-star review.
God, I was like, don't you dare tell me that was a 3-star review. What a fucking what a fucking slap in the face that would have been. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
All right. 2 more. Good Boys is basically super bad with 6th graders. Just as the gimmick starts to wear thin, Jacob Tremblay, who is the actor for Max, Brady Noon, and who is Thor, and Keith L. Williams, Lucas, as you might imagine, find sweet moments in their chemistry which pulls us back from all the overdone cursing, drug, and sex jokes. Tricky balance, but they nail it.
Give it a 3.
I think that's a 4. That feels 4.
It feels 4. Justin says it's a 3. Once again, somebody is right.
Oh no.
But this time it was Justin.
No,
let's go.
Not like this. All right. Well, I'll settle for what I settled that I was able to suss out the fucking 5 out of 5. Or 5 out of, yeah.
I've got one more. We can maybe tack one more on the board. And I especially like this. What I was going to be done writing down. I was going to leave it at these 5, but then I went just one more page of reviews, and I found this one. And I was like, I got to put this in here. If nothing,
90% of 90% of gamblers quit just before they hit big.
It's true, and I hit big this time, I think. Reviewer says, I felt personally represented when they showed Lucas having an emotional breakdown while listening to Walking on Sunshine.
That was a good scene, by the way. Thor was in his superstar era, and Max is just like, bro, are you good? He's like, I'm fine.
This song always makes me cry.
Oh shit! I'm gonna go. Fuck. I almost want to do 4 again. I don't feel like it was a 3 out of 5, 3.5. It's more than a 3.5. It's not 4.5. I feel like I have to land at 4 once again. I have to say 4. It's 4.
You know, I haven't said 5 tonight, so I'm gonna say 5 to close out the night.
Well, unfortunately, to close out the night, we do not have either of you getting the right number. And this might be the most devastating reveal of all, because guys, this was the lowest star rating of the night. This was a 2-star review.
What do you mean?
Wow. Whatever. Fuck off. Get out of here.
That person felt personally represented by Lucas having an emotional breakdown while listening to Walking on Sunshine, and nothing else in that movie.
For fuck's sakes, dude. He was like, how dare you make me relive my trauma? 2 out of 5.
Yep.
Okay, when you phrase it like that, maybe that's valid.
Personally represented? No, they were personally attacked.
Wow.
This is an assault on my character.
Yeah. Also, so that's it for Letterboxd reviews. But I just wanted to call to attention as I was looking through some of these that I found someone's a 1-star review that someone wrote basically an English paper on. I clicked the see more button on the review, and my computer froze for a second. and then loaded the review in. It was so long, I took it to a word counter, and this person wrote a 2,000-word 1-star review for Good Boys.
What?
Broke it up into like 6 paragraphs with an introduction and a closing and a body. And I swear I didn't read the whole thing because I did not give a fuck enough, but I saw it and I was like,
why did bro tried so hard? What the fuck, dude?
I don't understand.
Take it easy.
Yeah. Just not worth it, dude.
Can you forward me that? I am I'm interested.
Lucas strikes again, boys.
I'm like perversely interested.
Should we that's like, oh man. We should I should do this as like Patreon content, just like read awful reviews for stuff like this.
We could.
It's not,
maybe we should.
It's I'm not necessarily opposed to it. I will go find it, and if we have a spare moment, we can read this person's dissertation on how awful this movie is.
You don't even need an audience, as in like you don't need us. You could just like, hello, it's Crispy.
Yeah,
I'm here to read this god awful brain rot.
Their title is Good Boys, more like bad film. Got him.
Boo, get off the stage. Get better material.
Yeah.
None of you are original.
Lucas, open up that workshop. These people need your help.
All right. I'm wrapping this up. We have gone. I'm not opposed.
Somehow we've gone over 2 hours.
We've gone very far on this one. Thank you, everybody, for listening. I'd like to specifically thank Rin for donating her $80 this month so that her wife Rara can recommend the film Good Boys. Thank you so much.
I've never been more grateful to a patron before in my life.
Yeah.
Yo, what? I'm grateful to them every week. What the fuck? Don't pick favorites now. What the fuck?
I'm just saying. I have it. I saw this movie twice within a relatively short amount of time, and I enjoyed it both times. I haven't laughed this hard in quite some time.
Wait, you didn't think Iron Claw was funny? I'm just kidding.
Oh my God.
Oh man!
Shut it down.
All
Get
right.
us out.
Right, close out the rest for me, Brendan.
All right. If you like what you heard, you can follow us on Twitter at Panda Sightings, or you can, and if you want to talk to us directly, you can send us emails at pandasightings@gmail.com, or you can join our Discord. There's links to that in our link tree, probably on our wherever you listen to our podcasts on your audio software piece of choice. Whether it be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever. If you want to support us directly, we do a Patreon. If you want to be like one of these incredible producers that we have every week, either Twig Otako or Rin, we love them, by the way. You can also be one of our crazy supporters and force us to watch movies by the name of bad men, such as this film right here. Just kidding. It's good, boys. See what I did there? I'm really funny. You see what I did? Or you don't have to do that either. You can just you can just hang out, talk to us, whatever, on Discord. And we also have a Redbubble where you can buy some merch for our stuff. And every single week I say that I'm going to do something about the fact that we don't have any Panda Sighting stuff on it. Yeah.
Every week I say I'm going to do a thing and then I don't.
I didn't say that part because I didn't want to say that part, but
right.
It doesn't make it less true.
All right, boys. I had a great time. This was as much fun, if not more, than I had hoped it would have been.
Incredible. I'm so glad. No, I did have a great time with this film.
Yeah.
This is good.
Mm-hmm,
It's been a minute since we've done 3 of us together anyway.
Yeah, gotta try. It was a pain. Scheduling's a bitch, but I'm glad we stuck it out. I'm gonna try and maybe do it more often if I can. I've got our movies for next month, so
you got all our movies for next month.
Get ready for your Google Calendar invites.
No, I can't fucking wait. Now, if you don't mind me, I gotta install a swing.
Oh, you got a swing, like a tire swing?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, sweet. When let me know when you're done with it. I fucking love swings.
Yeah. So everyone was always talking to me about that stupid hot tub, so I decided to just put a tire swing up on that tree that's in my backyard, so I can just nip it at the bud. Now I don't have any space for a hot tub, but I have a tire swing, so that's cool.
Well, I mean, let's not put it. We can still, I'm sure, make the hot tub work somehow.
Nah, I got a tire swing. We don't need all that. No, we're good.
Well, I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't say entirely out of the question here.
It's out of the question.
All right, well, agree to disagree. Bye.
Agree to disagree. Later.